All right, welcome into this week's episode of Short Pit. I am Chris. I'm quarterbacking again this week with Cam and BR's help as Caleb takes the week off again before the 600. So, how you guys doing? I'm gonna kick it to BR first this week.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Same thing, same thing. Can't complain. How about you, Cam?
Doing good, man.
Doing good. All right, guys. Well, we had a lot better of an all star race than I think a lot of us might have expected. So, we're going to talk about that. Then, we're going to talk about some weekly awards. Even though it was the all star race, we have to give everybody their due diligence, even the terrorist of the week. Before we talk about the Coke 600, and then we're going to have a little rapid fire type of do the winless become winners, talking about all the drivers that have not won this season, minus maybe a couple, to see if they're going to win. So let's go ahead and get this kicked off. Started with the All Star race. I'm going to go ahead and kick it to you, Cam. How did you feel about the All Star race at North Wilkesboro this year?
I think you kind of put it well. I mean, it was just better than anyone kind of thought. The expectations, I think, were very low for this event. But I thought, I don't know if it's maybe the surface has kind of wore in a little bit or what, but they could pass. I'm like, I know it seems like a really low bar, but with this car on a short track, it is. Uh, it seemed like, yeah, it might take them, a bunch of laps, but that's not atypical of stock car racing, no matter what the generation of car is. It's not short track racing is never meant supposed to be easement of passing. It's just the fact you can do it at all, and it seemed like the faster cars could pass. I mean, we saw passes for the lead, we saw passes through the field, we saw passes on the top, on the bottom. Like, yeah, it might have been a grind. It might have taken 10, 15, 20 laps for them to get the pass done, but they could pass without destroying their tires. So yeah, I mean, and what's a very low bar, it seems like that was maybe the best short track race we've seen with the new car. I mean, that's not saying anything, but it's definitely seemed like you could at least see guys pass.
Minus maybe the tire incident at Bristol a couple races
Yeah,
ago. But yeah,
I mean, that's kind of like that's for like a different reason. But yeah, I guess
right. I got you. How about you, BR? How'd you feel about the All Star race?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I agree with what Cam said. It was a lot better than we all expected. You're able to pass, which I did not think was going to really be a thing. I think a part of that, admittedly, was the fact that like a lot of the drivers were on different strategies. So you had people with two tires passing people with none, and four passing with two and none, and so on and so forth. So I think that helped it a little bit. But yeah, I certainly enjoyed it much more than I thought I was going to.
Definitely, yeah, I can echo what you both said. Like Cam said, it was nice to see drivers actually be able to pass and not burn their tires up. You could see them kind of searching, even like the dirt drivers, as they like to say on commentary, looking for the line. You could see Bell and them looking all over for speed. So it was kind of nice to see. I would argue probably the best short track race we've seen with this car. So that'll lead me into my next question: does North Wilkesboro get a points race? Br, I'll let you start.
Do they? Yeah, they were launching the idea hard on the broadcast. So yeah, they definitely will. And honestly, I can't I'm not against it after that race. Give it to the daytime. Maybe more laps, so you'll continue to have more of the tires fall off and lead to different strategies. Yeah, I think considering how poor the other short tracks are, I can't I wouldn't be against it at all.
Definitely. Cam?
if you asked me this last year, I'd have been vehemently against it. But after that, yeah, I mean, to echo BR's point, it will get a points race. I would be absolutely shocked if this doesn't get a points race. But in terms of like the logistics of it, I'm a little bit in between because I feel like my opinion on it depends heavily on what track makes way for it.
Yeah.
Like as bad as we don't really like Bristol and Martinsville have become, I don't think the series should be getting rid of one of those dates. Maybe you get rid of Spring Bristol, maybe, but like again, it just depends on what track makes way for it. I think, as to my opinion on if I wanted to get one. But like BR said, if you put it at 1 o'clock when it's hot and the sun's out and the track's warm and over 400 laps, it probably make for a good race if anything. What we saw last on Sunday was any indication. So yeah, I think it will get one. And my support for it getting one is entirely dependent on what track makes way for it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. If a majority of the race is during the day, then yeah, because I think it's going to just play that much more of a factor into it. But unless they were to magically change our short track package, which I don't think we're going to see that happen. But I think they deserve a race after that. Like you said, it's just going to be come down to which track makes way. The popular one would be Texas, right? Because SMI owns them, but that's a big market. Do you really want to get rid of that market to come back into North Carolina? Because that's always been NASCAR's thing. We want to be in the big markets.
And there's always
sorry, go ahead, Cam.
There's always been like that under the table kind of gossip thing that what I forget his name, but the track promoter for Texas has like a contract with NASCAR to where like that lasts until like oblivion that there has to be at least one track date. I don't know how true that is. Like, I'm not trying to like make any statements, but I've seen that a lot. Like, a lot of people thought when they had 2 dates, they were required to have 2. So I don't know, but obviously everybody would like to see Texas burned to the ground. But
to me, the first one that pops into my head would be is if the Mexico City race is a flop, that you just don't go back there and put North Wilkesboro there. To me, that seems like the most logical way to get a points race there is just not go back to Mexico.
Yeah, I could see that. Or like if Chicago's mayor decides not to re-up their contract again for another race next year, I think, which I could be wrong on this, I'm not fact checked, but they either did last year or this is the last one. I could be like as of right now.
Yeah, I think it's up after this year. I think you're right. That very well could be where that goes. I mean, my choice for what would go, they'll never do, but I know they'll never do it because it's the only race out there now. But I'd replace Sonoma with it. I haven't enjoyed the Sonoma race, I don't think, in my life. But
I've not enjoyed Sonoma. I could agree with that. Well, let's talk about something else that happened because it's been a topic. The promoters caution a little bit. I want to talk about it. How did I don't like gimmicks. Let's just get that out of the way, right? I'm kind of one of those guys, but in that sense, like for that type of purpose, okay, give it 1 year, one race a year. It kind of worked for me because it looked like Joey was probably going to run away with that before that. So it gave you kind of like that little bit of excitement. What'd you guys think about the promoter's caution? BR?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it because Michael Waltrip was smoking me. He did not look like he was sober there. And then he just straight up dropped the flag. That had me in tears. So that specific one, yeah, I thought it was great. But it should just the All-Star race is a gimmick race to begin with, so I don't care if it's used there. It should only stay in the All-Star race. It would be a horrific idea to bring it to an actual points race.
For sure. Cam?
I agree. I mean, like he said, I think he took the words out of my brain. Like, it's a gimmicky race, like inherently. Like, they've done weird stuff with that forever. Ryan Blaney putting down his window net because he, like, I guess no one told him the race had to finish under green a couple of years ago. The Bristol race was at 5 years ago now, had the underglow and the numbers moved back. Like, they do weird stuff with that all the time. I don't really have a problem with it. And also, people were talking about they did it because Larson was kind of off the pace. They only had 5 laps left to use it when that happened. Like, they just got lucky that the 5 happened to be down there and they got to save him or whatever. I mean, he only had 5 laps to throw that anyway. Like, I think it was lap like 214, lap 215, and they'd use it by lap 220.
Yeah, so, by lap 220.
Yeah, so I don't really see the there with the Larson thing. And yeah, I mean, let's worry about getting the gimmicks out of the points races before we worry about getting the gimmicks out of the All-Star race.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's a good. I like the added gimmick of the All Star race. Like if you were like, oh, we're just going to leave the promoter's caution going forward for that, I'd be like, okay, whatever. It's one race a year, but don't take it any further than that. So I'm kind of on board with it. Just leave it in the gimmick race. But anything else we want to talk about All Star race before we give out our driver awards for the All Star race?
Not particularly.
No. I think we kind of covered it.
No, I'm pretty good. Well, my dog's gonna be barking in this episode, so you guys hear that. Well, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it to the driver of the week this week. We'll start out with Caleb since he's not here. Um, he went with Noah Gragson. He said embraced what All Star Weekend is all about. Had lots of fan service. Had some fun highlights in the open. And in the race, even if he couldn't quite get the job done, probably his best showing since hitting the Cup Series full time. He said he's a hell of a personality and will be an eye grabber for me the rest of the way. BR, I'll kick it to you. Who was your driver?
Christopher Bell for winning me the race in our pool. We've mentioned it a couple times, but the three of us and Caleb and others, we have a NASCAR pool, and Christopher Bell won me the race in the pool. So I greatly appreciated that, as it put me nearly tied for first. So Christopher Bell for saving me.
All right. Cam?
I'm not exactly a huge fan of him usually, but I'll give it to John Hunter Nemechek. I was watching that open race, and he just kind of found speed out of nowhere. That was kind of weird. Like, I had to give it to him because it had to just be him, because he just started passing people all of a sudden, and I did not expect a 42 to transfer through. So I'll go with John Hunter Nemechek, because why not?
Why not? I went with Christopher Bell too, just because which I mean, I could have went with a lot of drivers for this, but I like the way he was using the track to his advantage. He searched all over, found the speed. It was just a show, right, to watch. So it was kind of cool to see him just be himself. So, any other honorable mentions we want to give somebody out to for driver of the week?
I mean, until he whatever the hell happened to him, when Larson was just doing Larson shit that entire race. Like, he was just passing people just for fun. So
Yeah, no, I agree.
Justin Allgaier for passing
yeah,
people while not being in the car.
Yep, there we go. Allgaier gets it. I'm with you.
and it
All
was
right.
only the side by side where it was like that. The ticker one on the normal thing was fine. The side by side is the only time you saw it.
Yeah, it was weird. I noticed that. All right. Well, let's do terrorist of the week this week. So, since Caleb's not here, I'm not going to kick it to him for this one. I'll let you kick it off this week, Cam. Who was your terrorist of the week?
I mean, it's just in a way it's just typical Joey Logano, but like at a certain point, it's like, dude, you can't do this every week to where like I'm gonna be an asshole, but if you're an asshole, how dare you? And that's his entire personality. Like, Bell ran him up the racetrack. All 36 drivers in the field do that because that's the only way you can pass with this car. And then after the race, he's acting like he's gonna like retaliate or something. Like, he just straight up threw a tantrum. And so yeah, that'll throw that. Honorable mention to Michael McDowell in the open race for just being Michael McDowell and just driving like an idiot. But
I'll take it. All right, BR.
Yeah, Cam stole it. Joey Logano. He looked like a real idiot, because like, and not only, like Logano did the exact same thing to Bell like 30 or so laps on the second to last restart. Like he did the exact same thing. So I like, when I saw that, it genuinely like took me a little bit to figure out what he was upset about. Like, there was even like watching it live, there was nothing that was like, oh, I don't know about that. I was just like, okay, like he was just bitching at nothing. He, get
All-Star
your stuff
race.
together.
Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a points race, you're going for a win at that point. Like, come on. Like Cam said, you're going to be a baby. You can't be a baby because someone drives you the same way you drive them. So I actually went with Logano myself for the same reason as you guys. And we could technically go unanimously with Logano, but Caleb wanted to throw in Brad Keselowski's voodoo doll because he showed speed, but the car has a glass jaw. So we're going to throw that in there for the voodoo doll on Keselowski. But Logano,
Chuck Liddell, the race car.
Chuck Liddell race car. I like it. All right, fellas. Anything we want to add to Terrorist of the Week? Any comments we want to make?
No.
All right. I'm going to leave it up to you. You guys want to do the winless become winners next, or do we want to talk about the Coke 600 a little bit?
I guess we could do the winners thing first, so we just end with the race preview, I guess.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and we can kick this off. We'll start out. We'll just do it kind of. You want to do it rapid fire, or do you want to do it one at a time? Rapid fire would probably be quicker.
We can. All right. Like, up to you. You can kind of do it to your discretion. If it's a driver
Okay.
like that, you think everyone's just gonna answer the same answer, then you can kind of just like speed through it. But if it's like a bigger name driver, maybe we can take a second. You can just be at your discretion.
All right. So we'll start out with Ross Chastain. BR?
No.
No. All right. Cam?
I'm gonna also say no, just because I don't. Trackhouse has been nowhere all year, but it kind of felt like that last year, and he won. So I'm gonna say no, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Yeah, Caleb went no as well. I actually said yes, but my reasoning kind of lies in what you said there. He didn't show much speed last year, and then he won in the playoffs. I feel like that's just like a Ross Chastain thing to do. So yeah, I went with yes. Let's go, Austin Dillon. Cam? No.
I mean, it's Austin Dillon, so like he's liable to just randomly appear any week now. But no.
Yep. So that's 2 no's, 3 no's from me because I don't have him winning unless something just crazy happens. And then Caleb's also a no. So 4 no's. Noah Gragson. BR?
No.
It'd be fun to see it, but no.
Yeah, I'm with you. No. And then Caleb as well went no there. This one's going to be interesting. Brad Keselowski, and I'll start out with this one because I actually put no. I feel like that might be a unanimous one, but he is besides Logano, I feel like he's one of the best fuel mileage racers. So I could see him pulling a fuel mileage stunt and stealing one later in the year. But overall, I'm going to say no. Cam?
I'm going to say yes, just because he's been, even though like Caleb alluded to, he's kind of just had the worst luck of all time, but like he's been extremely fast the last couple weeks, so maybe he sustains that. I'm gonna go with yes, just to be different, I guess.
BR?
Well, I was gonna say yes to be different, so I'll stick with it. Yes.
All right. Caleb went with yes as well, so we got 3 yeses and a no there. Next one, Justin Haley. I'm going to say no as well as Caleb.
No.
All right, so we're good in there. Another big name driver, but I think we all know the answer to this. Kyle Busch. Who wants to start on that one? Cam?
Again, I'd like to see it, and it's always liable to randomly happen, but no.
Same. BR?
I want to say yes, but I really can't. No.
Yeah, I think we actually are probably all in agreement on this one because Caleb's answer was no, ... unfortunately. So, I mean, next on the list, we'll go another big driver here, my driver, Chase Elliott.
Yes.
BR? Cam? All right.
Sorry.
We got 1 yes. BR?
No, just a gut feeling.
Gut feeling. All right. I actually went yes, no surprise there, but Caleb went yes as well. I just think he's been running consistently. It's got to come at some point, right?
He's just been too fast lately, and that organization's too good. Maybe it's only one, but I think he'll get one somewhere.
Yeah, one. I don't know if he surprises me with more than one. I wouldn't be upset, but I feel like one is my answer there as well, even as a Chase Elliott fan. So the next one's going to be a quick one. Ty Dillon.
No.
Next question.
Same. No. Ryan Blaney, I'm going to kick this one to you, Cam. This is your guy.
If he doesn't, I don't know what to say. Like, if he's probably he is 7th in the point standings despite having 4 DNFs. Like, if he doesn't win, I don't know what to tell him. Like, I think he might no one will get this except for maybe BR will get this reference, but he will legitimately become NASCAR Charles Leclerc. Like, if he doesn't win the whole like what I wouldn't even be able to explain it.
Do you know what? It would be a very good bit is if he doesn't win a race but finds a way until Phoenix just from finishing second every week and wins his first race to win the title. That'd be a good bit.
I mean, it would be so on brand because he won his first title not winning the last race. So it would be so on brand.
Yeah.
All right. So we got two yeses. I'm assuming BR you yes as well.
All right. Yeah. Before that, but yeah, he'll win at some point.
I'm with you. Yeah, I think we're all in unison there. Caleb went yes as well, but yeah, I have Blaney winning for sure at some point. I just don't know what to say if he doesn't. I don't see how that happens. I mean, like you said. All right, next on the list, this one in SVG is going to be an interesting one. AJ Allmendinger. I'll kick it to BR and let him start off.
I'm going to say yes. He's shown some speed at some, non-road courses this year at some points throughout the year. So, obviously, with the, disclaimer of a Kaulig engine is liable to go boom at any moment. But if his car behaves, yeah, I think he'll win a road course. Yeah.
Cam?
I'm gonna say no, and it's not anything to do with AJ Allmendinger's ability. It's just I don't think Kaulig consistently gives him good enough cars, and frankly, there's just too many good road course drivers in the field now. Like it's gotten to a point where it used to be where he was one of like 3 guys where you knew every week, every road course race he'd be great, but that's like 8 guys now, and that's really harming him when he's racing for Kaulig. So I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I actually went no as well with you on that for the same reason, right? Kaulig's just unpredictable, but there's more road course racers in the field than there used to be. Caleb surprisingly went yes, and he actually put his reasoning for his yes as being the Roval, so he thinks he's going to upset the playoffs.
He's done it before.
He's done it before, so yeah, I can see that for sure. All right, next guy up here on the list, Chris Buescher. I'll start this one off. I actually went no with Buescher, but this one I could have went either way with Preece and Buescher. Buescher's been fast, and I do feel like he's the leader right now of the team, so to say. But his luck has kind of been like Brad's. It's hit or miss. Sometimes he's really good and he's up there. Others he's not. He's just non-existent. So I went no on Buescher. Cam, I'll kick it to you.
I'm also going to say no just because I said yes on Brad, and I feel like I'm going to hedge and go yes on one, no on another. And also, it's just the problem that he has, and I think the entire stable has, they're not like good at one specific thing. Like they're not like we're great at intermediates or we're great at short tracks. They're just really randomly fast. And being randomly fast is really hard to win because you're not like you're not extremely good at one type of track. So it's really hard to win that way.
BR?
Yeah, for the same reasons both you said, I'm going to say no as well.
Caleb went yes. No reasoning behind it, but he's riding with Chris Buescher. So next up on the list is Chase Briscoe. So I'm going to kick this one to BR. Chase Briscoe, win or no win before the season's over, BR?
No win.
No win. All right, Cam?
I'm going to say yes. I don't even have a reason. I just feel like it's going to happen. Like, he was really fast at Kansas. He got like a lap down or whatever, but at the end of that race, he was really fast. He's so erratic that he could easily just like be a no-show the rest of the year. But there are a lot of tracks that Chase Briscoe's weirdly good at, and they're kind of still left. Like, we haven't really run through them yet. Like, there's still Darlington. There's still, like, a Richmond, or there's another Bristol race, stuff like that. So, like, I could see it in that 19 car's been fast on road courses before, and he can run them. So, it's just a weird feeling. I'm going to go, yeah.
I actually am in kind of the same reason. On my notes here, I put yes, and then I put out beside it gut feeling. because like I just feel like it could happen. Would I be surprised if it doesn't? No. But yeah, I'm rolling with Chase Briscoe getting a win. Caleb went no on Chase Briscoe, so we're split down the middle on that one. Next one here we've got on the list is going to be Bubba Wallace. Caleb, I'll start out with him. He went yes, and then I'll throw it to BR since that's your guy.
I mean, do you want my homer answer or my gut feeling answer?
You can throw both of them out. I'm good.
I want to say yes, but I have a gut feeling that it's no. Don't have a reason, just a feeling I have is that no, he doesn't.
Okay. Cam?
I want to say yes. The issue is that he does have a handful of tracks that he's really good at, and we've kind of run through them somewhat. We've went through Homestead, and they did, for whatever reason, they were nowhere at Kansas, him and the 45. I don't know what that was, but he was too fast in places I'm not used to seeing him, so I'm gonna say yes.
I have him winning too. So just again, I just think he's one of the best restrictor plate, quote unquote, because it's not really that type of racing anymore. Drivers, I feel like if he can just stay lucky, enough to not get involved in the mess like every race at a track like that. So yeah, I think Bubba's gonna get him a win this year. Whether it's after the playoffs or before the playoffs, I don't know if I can say that.
Don't ask me where it is. I could not tell you. Like, I mean, he's like weirdly good at New Hampshire, just pulling that out of nowhere. So, but like, yeah, I have no idea.
All right, let's see here. Next up on the list I have here is Caleb's guy, Alex Bowman. So I'm going to assume Caleb's got a yes there. Yeah. I'll say I have Bowman with getting a win as well. And then Cam, how about you, Bowman?
It feels like he should. So yeah, I guess.
Street course repeat, maybe. Could see it.
That'd be funny. And then it goes away on the typical fashion.
BR, Alex Bowman, win or no win?
Win. Yeah, I'll say he gets a win.
All right, fair enough. So next on the list, I think this will be unanimous, but Todd Gilliland.
I mean, how? Was he lucky?
That was me. I went no, and I put where.
Yeah.
If he does.
Like, I just don't know where it is.
Atlanta, you upset the playoffs. I mean, I feel like it has to be something like that.
He's like the third best restrictor plate racer at front row.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell him on that.
Unanimous no there for Gilliland. All right, let's see here. Riley Herbst. That's a no for me.
No.
I mean, has he ever ran in the top 10 the whole year? One time?
Maybe.
He did 1 week.
Like maybe in a restrictor plate race or something.
I think it has to be. If it's that, like if he does win, it's gonna be on a restrictor plate. I don't think.
I forget he's like, I made the little list for us on the chat. I had to go in and edit before I sent it. I forget he's a person. Like I forget he's in the series.
I do too until something happens and they wind up talking about him. I'm like, whoa, he's here. Let's see. Yeah, because I can barely find him. Riley Herbst has had
his best finishes in the teens.
Yeah, his best finish is in the teens. Actually, it's 14th, and it was at it's like the Worth 400 a couple weeks ago.
Word.
So that I'm with you. I think we can unanimously say no there. Zane Smith, no for me. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there.
He's been weirdly fast. He's not going to win, but like it would be like I wouldn't like fall and hit the floor. Like he's been weirdly fast the last couple weeks.
Agreed. That would be probably the more likely. I feel like a front row like shocking win at a restrictor plate, just because like I feel like he's quiet enough. He could get to the front without getting involved in something. Mm-hmm. All right. Cole Custer, yeah, that's a no for me. I told you guys that way back at the beginning of the season. So
I mean, how like even before the season, like what was the path? He's just being allowed to drive a car because his dad's the owner.
Exactly. I mean, that's it. So I'm with you on that. Caleb's a no as well. Just assume if I don't tell you Caleb's answer, he went no as well. John Hunter Nemechek is a no from me and Caleb. BR, no, I'm assuming.
No. Yeah.
No.
Another guy that's been like weirdly fast the last couple weeks, but again, like how?
Could Legacy Motor Club win a race before Ty Gibbs?
Could they win a race before any of the 2311 stable?
Ooh,
Another three of those cars have won.
that's interesting. Eric Jones is next, another legacy car. I've got no unless he just does something at Darlington because like he is crazy at Darlington just out of nowhere. Caleb's also no there. No from
it's Darlington or restrictor plate race. That's his only shots.
yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Here's an interesting one. Carson Hocevar. Cam, you want to start out on Hocevar?
I'm gonna say yes, and I don't even have like a smooth analytical reason. It just feels like a story that would happen. He almost did it in Atlanta. He may have if they didn't throw that caution. And it just, it just feels like something that would occur. That's why I'm saying yes.
Okay, I got you. BR.
I'm gonna say no. Although it'd be cool if it did.
Yeah, I went no overall, but again, that's not going to be one that surprises me if he pulls in the victory lane. He's definitely, I feel like, the fastest car in that stable right now. So no reason why he probably couldn't. And like you said, Cam, Atlanta, he could have done it at Atlanta. So Caleb went no as well on Hocevar. Now, let's see who else we got. Ricky Stenhouse. That's going to be a no for me. Cam?
I mean, unless he frauds it.
BR? Yeah, unless he frauds it. I'm with you on that.
Unless he frauds a plate track, no.
I mean, that's been his whole career, though. I mean, he's a top 5 to 10 at worst plate racer in the series. I mean, you don't win. What's he got 4 now in his career? Maybe 5 restrictor plate wins. Like once you get to that point, it's not luck anymore. Like you're just that good at that, and it's his only thing. You know, he's 14th in points right now.
He's not been horrible as usual, but I mean, that's Ricky Stenhouse. I feel like
he's threatening to win nothing, but he's 14th in points.
It's insane. All right, let's see here. Ty Gibbs. This is the one I feel like that you could probably talk endlessly about, but he just hasn't showed me nothing still. So I went no. I don't care if he has potential anymore. Like he's had years to show it in top equipment at this point. I'm going no. He don't win before the season's over. BR, I'll kick that one to you.
No.
Yeah, no.
No. I don't. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see it happening.
I feel like at some point it has to. Like it just at some point we try it that many damn times. Like it has to happen. But it's like again, like you said, the best I've seen him run is run 6th all day at like Darlington. That is the best I've seen all year.
Yeah, he's not really had a good year or showed anything to make me say otherwise. So Michael McDowell, that's a no for me and Caleb. How about you guys?
It ruined my Sunday if he did, but no.
Yeah, no. Last two here are going to be some Trackhouse drivers that I've got is Shane Van Gisbergen. I'm gone.
We can still hear you.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
Also, I'm just gonna. You said the last two are Trackhouse drivers. We have not covered Tyler Reddick.
Oh, yeah, and Tyler. So yeah,
I was just like you were kind of bouncing around numbers, so I didn't want to like step on your toes. But now that you said that, okay, we have not covered Tyler Reddick.
My notes are kind of off there, so sorry. Give me a second. I'm trying to get my stuff back on.
Like when you went from like Bubba to Bowman, I'm like, did we skip the 45? But I was just letting you cook.
Yeah, no, you're all good. I think Caleb had hit. Yeah, hey, Caleb's got a hot take, so he's down here at the bottom. I was kind of going off Caleb's list.
That's fair.
All right. So we'll throw it. Let's go with SVG, and then we'll do the hot take for Caleb. SVG, Is he winning or not before the season's over?
Got
BR?
one shot.
You've been kind of hot on SVG and his underperformance. Is he going to break? Is he going to ruin the season and win one?
No. He has one shot.
Caleb went yes, and I think we're all kind of in unison there. His yes is the same race, right?
I
Caleb
guess it's two. Chicago and Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Those are your shots. If he doesn't get Chicago or Mexico, he won't get it. And the thing is, let's be real here. He started 6th in Austin and finished 6th. He was not impressive.
Nope. All right. Let's see here. We'll shoot it. We'll go Tyler Reddick. I'll let Cam take it this time, and then we'll go around. What do you think? Tyler Reddick, does he win one or no?
I feel like they've got to figure it out. But, he's been maybe the most disappointing driver in the field this year so far. I mean, he was leading at the end of Darlington when Blaney passed him, but other than that, I haven't really seen him competing for much all year. So I'm gonna say yeah, just because he's too talented, I think, to not figure it out.
BR?
Yeah, I'll say yes. I think he figures it out at some point.
I'm with both of you. I feel like he figures it out, right? It's Tyler Reddick. He's shown he won in Richard Childress equipment. I mean, he's
3 times.
Yeah, exactly. And that's no small take. I went yes. Now, Caleb's hot take is no. He said he hasn't posted a top 10 since Darlington, only has 2 others on the board with just 2 top 5s total. He's been largely mute and uncompetitive, like Cam mentioned. Said he could see him going the rest of the way without a win. He said he's willing to take the risk for the sake of narratives. So we've got 3 yeses and a no on Tyler Reddick, and then we'll round up with what I'm sure will be a unanimous no. But Daniel Suarez, I'm going no.
It would be fun if he won Mexico, but other than that, no.
Could you imagine? That'd be like a Denny winning the championship, I feel like, for media headlines.
Yeah, and the thing is, if they bring the equipment, he very well can win there.
He's not a bad road racer.
I mean that's actually his thing. He's so uncompetitive usually that no one really cares what his thing is, but his thing is still that.
Definitely. BR?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you guys. I mean, no on that, but it would be cool to see him win in Mexico City. The last one we haven't talked about, well, we could say 2, but I know what they're going to be. But this last one, I feel like we're just disrespecting him. Cody Ware. Why? Is Cody Ware going to win a race?
We got to put him in the 5 first, and then we will know.
I think once Rick Ware moves to Chevrolet, we may have a chance. But until that happens, it's not going to happen. We're not going to see it. All right, fellas. Well, that's it for winners and the winless becoming winners. I feel like we were all pretty on board there, minus a couple where we disagreed. Did we talk Ryan Preece, actually?
No, we didn't.
No, we did not.
I may not have even put him on that list because the 60 car doesn't appear in my head when I go through numbers.
Well, there we go. So we'll throw that one out before we round it up. Ryan Preece, winless becomes a winner. BR, I'll let you start that one.
No.
Cam?
He can, but no.
I think he wins a restrictor plate race. It's just a gut feeling.
I went yes, actually, because I went back and forth between him and Busher. Same thing. I feel like if one of them is going to win a restrictor place, it's just a gut feeling it's going to be Preece, just because he's ran pretty good. Obviously, Caleb didn't give us an opinion on that, so we'll ask him next week how he feels about Ryan Preece. If he decides to show up for the show. All right, guys. The winless become winners is out of the way. Let's move on to our crown jewel on the schedule this week. We've got the Coke 600 coming up. How do you guys feel about the Coke 600? I'll kick it to Cam.
I think it's the best event on the schedule with this car. I mean, it was already a great event anyway, just because it was a Coke 600. But with the other car, of course, with the package, it wasn't the best racing. Now you have, at worst, the second best racing on the schedule, probably the best. And then you have just the big event and everything. I mean, I think it's the best ticket on the schedule. I won't make it this year, but I've been to 2 out of the 3 Coke 600s with this car. Ironically, not the 1-12 one, but it's just an incredible. It's just as good. It's the best racing this car puts up. So I'm quite excited.
BR Coke 600
Yeah,
expectations.
yeah, agreed. I mean, agreed. I'm very excited for it.
I really hope we get to see some long runs like this race is known for. Being the 600, where we get to see some more pit strategy and stuff come into play. But I definitely like it. This is, like Cam said, one of the best, if not the best, arguably on the schedule. So I'm in agreement with you there. I'm going to roll with being excited. I'm sure Caleb is too, even though he didn't tell us this week. This is just, like you said, it's a good race. It's not been a disappointment really anywhere. So something to keep in mind in, though, I was looking at stats, and I'll kind of throw this at you guys before we go into our DraftKings segment. In 2 of the last 3 races, your winner has led the most laps. Denny winning in 22 is the only instance where the driver who led the most laps didn't win, and Chastain finished P15. He was the one who led the most in that race. So we'll let you guys lead into that before we go talk some DraftKings here. Got a couple different things here. We got some group winners. So we got 4 groups. I'll start out Group A here. Got Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, or Christopher Bell.
Damn,
BR?
3 600 winners.
Yeah.
I apologize. I zoned out for a sec. It was like Byron, Bell. Who were the other 2?
Byron, Bell, Larson, and Hamlin.
I'll go Denny.
Denny? Cam?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with William Byron just because I feel like the way this season's gone, we're gonna get a really good race, but we won't get it. We won't get it all, and we'll have to deal with the 24 winner.
That would be, yeah. I hope. I'm gonna roll with Christopher Bell on that one. I just feel like he's showing something. I could see him go back to back to kind of in the Coke 600s to kind of cement like whatever he's on competitive wise this year. So Group B, this one's interesting. Not really, actually. I feel like there's only 1, maybe 2 in this, but Reddick, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Elliott. I feel like your only 2 in that are Elliott and Blaney. I don't feel like the other 2. I mean, Reddick could surprise us, but right now, I feel like Blaney or Elliott. I'm going to roll with my guy just for that reason. Cam?
I'm gonna roll with my guy, but I also think it's the most logical answer of the 4, just because I think considering the way that cars run, specifically how it's run, this race is perfect for how they set that car up all year. It's an intermediate track, like you said. In theory, a bunch of really long green flag runs. In theory, and you making passes on the bottom. It's kind of perfect for that car. I don't want to get any expectations considering I never allowed myself to do that as a fan of that car, but yeah.
BR?
Huh? Different Tyler Reddick. Just he's very, very in the 3 races with this car. Finished no he's finished no lower than 6th. I know I'm probably gonna get a Fell for it again award, but yeah, I'll say Reddick.
All right. I'm going with Chase just to kind of allude on it more. I feel like this would be like the win, like the one win, like if he's gonna just do it, just pulls out and just wins and then doesn't win the rest of the year. I feel like that'd be something to do for him this season. But all right, on to Group C. Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, and Chris Buescher. BR, I'll let you go first this round.
Joey Logano, I guess, because my iPad is lagging like last week, so that was the only name I heard. So by default, I'll go with that.
All right, Cam.
I mean, I'm also going to say Logano just because he's, I guess, like the safest of the four, I suppose, because like
All
he's
of them
kind of
are at plus 250.
it's
Busher's
like
plus 300.
that's a weird group to make, and I would never bet it, but he seems like the most likely to just be there at the end.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the safe pick there, as much as I don't like it, is probably Logano, but I could see like a Busher coming around and doing something. All right, Group D. This one's got some interesting ones in it. Josh Berry, Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, and Brad Keselowski. I'll let you start that one out, Cam.
That one's a tough one because Chase Briscoe has shown speed at the 600, but in the 14. Um, that's a tough one. Brad's gonna wreck, so I'm gonna leave him out. I'm gonna go with Josh Berry just because I'm wearing his hat right now.
All right, BR, did you hear my names?
Yes, I did. I'm gonna go with Alex Bowman just because to represent Caleb.
There you go. I could go Josh
Maybe
Berry
get
or
your
Bo, but I like Barry's speed he's shown on these intermediates. Just again, we've alluded already how bad was Harrison Burton again, but no need to beat a dead horse there. I'm gonna roll with Josh Berry there. All right, let's see here. So we've got. I'm not gonna read all these off to you guys. I'm just gonna see what you got to say. Top Chevrolet. Who do you guys see as the top Chevrolet this week?
Um, again, I have a weird suspicion we're going to be subjected to a William Byron win, so I'll go with him.
Still plus money right now, plus 300, which is kind of crazy to me.
He's been
BR,
weirdly not there the last couple weeks.
did we lose BR?
I'm not sure. Also, he brought it up. We do have the Hall of Fame class if you want to touch on that at the end.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about it. Oh, there he went.
It's only 3 people too, so
Yeah, that's
they
true.
left off Jeff Burton.
They left off Jeff Burton.
Yeah.
My computer. I'm not even going to try it on my slow computer because it'll lag our show. So,
I mean, I have it up. I can just.
who do you got?
It's Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, Ray Hendrick.
Okay, that's not too bad. We want to give BR a second to come back if he wants to, if he can anyway. I am top Chevrolet. I'm gonna roll just for time killing wise here. I'm gonna roll with Chase just because that's who I went with earlier. I feel like if he's gonna win a race, this for some reason would be the one. Oh,
And also, he's like one of the only like top drivers, quote unquote, in the field without a crown jewel win. So it'd be nice
yeah.
if he got one.
Hey, BR's back.
Sorry,
Top
CIA,
Chevrolet.
take me out.
It happens. We'll let you give your top Chevrolet pick for this week.
I will say Alex Bowman, just because.
All right.
Gut.
I like it. Ford, I'm going to assume Cam's going to go with Blaney since that's who you want to win, right? Top finishing Ford, Blaney.
Well, yeah, it's also just respectfully, just like probably the best like odds of the bunch.
I'm with you. I'm going to go Blaney as the top Ford as well. So this one could be interesting.
Yeah, Blaney as well.
Toyota. Who's your top Toyota? There's a lot of Toyotas I feel like could be either way.
I mean,
I'm going to go Bell just for the sake of safety, I guess, this week. Bell's going to be my pick. How about you?
I'm gonna be boring and go with Hamlin just because at least the last intermediate race we saw, he was like the only fast one in the whole stable. So well, him and Briscoe, but Briscoe never got a chance. But yeah, I'm gonna be boring and go with Hamlin.
BR, top Toyota. That's your camp. Who you got this week?
Get ready for the Fell For It Again award, but Tyler Reddick.
All right.
He's just very good at Charlotte.
All right. Well, we'll load into our picks for this week then, and I'll kick the picks off this week. I'm actually going to roll with you, surprisingly. I don't know why I didn't give him the top Toyota spot, but I went with Reddick. on my notes as my pick for kind of the same thing. He's got the best finishing average in the last 3 races. You can even go a step further back before the next gen car. He likes Charlotte's oval format. He had 1 finish outside the top 10 in 6 career Cup Series races, and that was a 14th. So it's not really that horrible of a finish. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Reddick this week. Cam, how about you? Who are you rolling with this week?
I mean, I've kind of alluded to it. I just have a gut feeling we're going to be subjected to a William Byron win. But again, I feel like I'm like BR said with the Fell For It Again award. This thing just lines up so well for the 12, but something will happen. So I don't want to get the Fell For It Again award badge. But yeah, I don't know. It feel and he has that super like America flame paint scheme that I don't know. It's just it feels like I'm gonna have to watch William Byron win after 600 miles.
Yeah, BR, who you got winning? You gonna roll with Reddick still as your winner this
Yes,
week, or
yes, I am. Yeah, yes, I
hell yeah,
am.
I'm with you, brother. We're gonna roll with Reddick this week. It's funny because we're split down the middle. Caleb actually went with Byron too, so we've got 2 Reddicks and 2 Byrons. Either way, they're both still in plus money right now. Byron's at plus 750, and Reddick is too. So I tell you, someone that I think you might want to keep an eye on, and these odds like are kind of crazy. Again, Josh Berry is a guy, but they've got Carson Hocebar at plus 4,500. A long race like this, I could totally see Carson Hocebar sneaking in somehow if something happens to your contenders. That would be something that I would lay some money on.
Here's I don't know what his odds are, but no matter how slow, fast, or otherwise an organization is, Richard Childress Racing tends to put both cars at the end of this damn race every year. Like, I know we all remember in 2022 when Austin Dillon sent that thing down to the apron with in the closing laps. For whatever reason, no matter how fast, slow, ugly, or otherwise that organization is, they put both those cars up there. I would not be surprised if Kyle Busch is running for the win at the end of this.
That's a good one too, because this race fits Busch. He likes to adjust on his car. Busch is at plus 1,200. Dillon obviously is the longer shot there, but Dillon's at plus 6,500. So
Busch isn't longer than that. I guess they kind of see the same thing.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I would have thought the waste based off his performance, it would have been a lot lower. But all right, guys. So we've got 2 Byrons, 2 Reddicks winning this week. Anything else we want to add to about the Coke 600 before we wrap up? Oh, we got the Hall of Fame too. Just gonna blow by that, Cam. I'll let you lead it off.
Yeah, the class popped up. BR brought it up earlier, but we didn't know when they were actually going to come out, so we weren't going to like delay the podcast. But yeah, it's just a 3-person class. It's Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, Ray Hendrick. I guess the big quote unquote admissions are Jeff Burton and Neil Bonnet didn't make it, and they were on the ballot. Especially with Jeff Burton's commentary afterward, and he was no slouch as a driver. I kind of thought he'd get in, but
That's
they only have 3. They only have 3 spots though, so
yeah.
they can get an extra.
I think we might have lost BR again because he looks frozen.
Yeah, Kurt Busch is kind of a shoe in though, because I mean he won a title.
Yeah, I feel like
title too, maybe. Hard question mark, but he definitely won a cup title, obviously.
Yeah, definitely won a cup title. I remember that because he was real early in his career when he did that. I'm with you. Neil Bonnet's kind of surprising to me too, but I feel like Harry Gant probably deserves it this year. Neil Bonnet will probably get it next year. But yeah, Hall of Fame class is interesting.
And they were always going to put Ray Hendrick in there at some point. Like he was going
to. At some point, it was going to happen. All right. Well, this week, me and Caleb should have pieces coming out for the Coke 600 on bellyupsports.com. Me and the wife may record. I don't know. Things have been crazy around here, our show, but that's all I got going this week. Cam, anything you want to say to the wonderful people before we go?
Enjoy No Fox and a great racetrack.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see you guys next time. As always, follow us, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching Short Pit.